live. Okay, I think I'm live. I think we're good here. All right, we'll do the usual. We'll wait till see if anybody hops on. I'm waiting for a delivery, so you'll see me checking things. Probably shut these lights off. And we'll give it a little time. What up here? It seems like my internet speed isn't too great right now. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Hey, welcome, whoever hopped on. I just got to try to fix a few things here. Unfortunately, I can't fix this right now. Stream is healthy. All right, well. All right, so I'm basically, I got this mic on, but I have two. I don't know if you can see them in the video here. You might be able to see. I got a condenser there, and then I have one on this side. Let me see if I can pull that. You can kind of see the mic stand right here. The two Behringer C-2 condenser mics that I wanted to add into the room to see if, like when I go onto the piano, if it's going to pick it up any better than just having this thing. The two Behringer C-2 condenser mics that I wanted to add into the room. All right, that sounds really weird. Audio sounds kind of funny right now. I'm not sure. Really weird. All right. I think I had really weird. I'm just listening back right now. All right. I think I had. All right, the mic sounds like it's okay right now, but are we getting these room mics in? That's the question here. So what I want to do is mute this one. I don't know if it's going to mute. Test 1, 2. Hey, check 2. I think it's still coming through. Test 1, 2. Yeah, see, it's still. So what I have to do is actually. Hold on 1 second here. Let's see. All right. Trying to figure out how to mute this mic. 2, 1, 2. Check 1, 2. It's still coming through, right? Yep, it's still coming through. Why is that? Ah, man. All right. Yes. Ah, man. All right. Yes. Yeah. This is why I come on and do this all the time. You should be hearing me now. Test 1, 2. Hey, All right, so why aren't these other two mics working? I'm going to walk over to them. Check 2 1 2. So you probably heard that. Test 1 2. Hey. All right, so why aren't these other two mics working? I'm going to walk over to them. Check 2 1 2. Yeah, so the back mics are not loud at all. And they both have phantom power. And their channels on the interface are jacked to 10 right now. And I also have it going into Logic, and they have a 5 decibel gain boost on each one. So I'm not really sure. Test 1 2 1 2. You should be able to hear this. What if I arm them? So you should be able to hear all three right now, actually. Yeah, it's almost not right. Let me go back to them again after I turn them up a little bit more and I arm the channels in Logic, which I'm not sure if, so that should be coming 2 1 2. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, it's almost not right. Let me go back to them again after I turn them up a little bit more. I have phantom power on both of them, and I have the channels jacked all the way up, which I'm not sure. So that should be coming 2 1 2. Hey, hey, hey. All right, so we're still not getting anything back there out of those. And the funny thing is, before I went live, obviously those things were working pretty well. All right, well, let's not worry about that. So, Tom, you're here. You wanted to know about, and now the other issue I'm having now, I had my GoPro working the other day as a webcam, and now it just won't, it's not even recognized. I rebooted, I did everything. I uninstalled, reinstalled the software for it, and it just doesn't recognize that there is. It doesn't really make sense because as soon as you plug this cable in, it charges the battery, but for some reason it's not. You're supposed to be able to show a preview, and this isn't. So what I wanted to do was bring this camera down to show you the Helix. Well, I was on here yesterday doing this, and someone said, "You're always on here working out the kinks." And I'm like, "Yeah, because this is what happens. The stuff doesn't work. It works one day, then it doesn't work the next day." All right, so you wanted to know how I have my Helix set up with the Syn-1, right? So I'm looking at it now, trying to think of the easiest way to answer this. This mic is low now too. Working out the kinks, I'm like, yeah, because this is what happens. The stuff doesn't work. It works one day, then it doesn't work the next day. This is actually. You wanted to know. This is actually pretty loud to me over here. I'm not sure. 2 1 2. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, this should be pretty loud. It's if I turn these monitors up, it's pretty loud. All right, so you want to know order effects blocks are. Do you do you want to know very loud now? Yeah, I didn't do anything. Do you want to know how to plug the stuff in, like 4-cable method with the Syn-1, or you're just wondering about the Helix itself, the blocks? I don't think. You know what I could do is I just got to run a USB cable from the Helix into the computer, and then I can bring up HX Edit, and I can probably share the screen. Although I notice with Big Sur on the Mac that it keeps disconnecting, so we'll try it. Let me grab. I got a cable right here. Plug this in. All right, let me see if I can do this. Something just happened. All right. So Helix is on, and I will pull up. Keep the faith. It's a. Oh, so you don't have it? Do you have a Helix or do you have the Stomp? I need to check where this UPS guy is because I need the second monitor and I need the adapter that's coming. Still says out for delivery. In my area. He's been in my area for 2 hours on the same street, it looks like. All right, so you have the Stomp. All right, so let me give me a second here to try to figure out. Gotcha. All right, so there should be a way I can share the screen. Give me a second here. HX Edit. So that's it. So you're going to see nothing right now. So let me add. Let's see if I can get this in here. It should be window capture. Just trying to find the correct window here. And I'm not finding it. HX Edit. There it is. I got to open preferences now to say this is okay to do this on my computer. Give me 1 second here. All right. See, it disconnects. So let me try to get this. Wow, why is that so big? Let's see. All right, so really, you really just need to see the stuff up top, right? The So I'll just put it like that. The only problem is if I put that down. Hey Darren. Hey, by the way, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, guys. All right, so I'm gonna try to do this without it disconnecting, and also be able to see what Tom is. All right, can you actually see it? We got main scene, HX edit. All right, yeah, because on my screen I was still seeing me for some reason. All right, here we go. So basically, this is how I basically set everything up. You're not going to see my mouse, but we'll start at the upper left. The guitar input. I always have my input gate on, no matter what, even if I'm using a clean sound. Then I always run my volume pedal first. You should be able to see this stuff, and then I go into a wah. Now here I don't know why I have. Let me get a different sound because that's something more simple. Here's Runaway. All right, same thing. So guitar in, input gate on, volume pedal, wah. I have an amp here because I think I use this as a lead channel, but you don't really need that. So basically, you got the effects loop, and I have it set to loop 1 on the Helix. I gotta turn this on. See, this is all updated stuff. I haven't gone through all this again since I updated to 3.01. So FX loop 1 is that. So when that's on, obviously you're gonna get the Synergy stuff coming through as your amp. Then I always put my the distortion or overdrives or whatever right before the loop, because that I look at the effects loop right there as the amp. So if I'm trying to visualize like a traditional amp and effects setup, effects loop to me is the external amp that I'm using, which is a Synergy. Then I go down to the second path, and then I have a noise gate right after the effects loop, because that's where you get that white noise if you're going high gain on most amps. So that right there will cut out all that that kind of sizzle and hissing stuff. And then I add a gain block. So this goes on and off, and it's set to 3.5 decibels. So this goes on and off when this is for a lead. If I want a solo boost, I just have something programmed in the Helix for that. Hopefully this is making sense to you. Then I have my chorus. Then I have 2 delays. One delay is usually always on. It's just a little bit of like a slapback. And then the other one, this one turns on for when I go to my lead channel. It's like a more pronounced delay. You'll hear it more feedback, more mix. And then I want to say, yeah, in here, I have the mix set to change depending on whatever sound I'm using, so I don't have to add a third delay. I just keep it. I could probably get away, since I use a simple delay all the time, I could probably get away with just using one delay and just having the mix go up and down, or feedback go up and down. Then I have reverb. I like the old legacy stuff, the plates. I always have trails on everything. All right, so then here is where it goes to my IRs. So you can see that I'm using 2. I'm using the ML Sound Lab, the Friedman V30 with the 121, and I'm using the ML Sound Labs Friedman Greenback with the 57. So you basically want to, you don't want to have this down here like that. You want to have, so the signal's passing through the first one, but it's also going down into that second row there. And they're both meeting up where I wish you could see my mouse. So I'm basically highlighting the thing. So it's coming in through that one right there, going into that, and it's also going into the second one, and then they both come out here. And I always I put a looper at the end just for fun. All right, the highlight's working good. Yeah, and then I always have multi-output because depending if you get to a gig and you're not sure what you're going to come up against, I just set it to multi because then you can do anything. You can go 1/4 inch XLR, whatever that you need. So that's basically all my presets or whatever you want to call them are all basically that right there. I have made a few presets using the cab sim on the Syn-1, which to me sounds really good, but I just like having the option of having these two. And then on these blocks, I always put the low cut to 100, and I bring the high cut around 10 or 11. That's on the 121, the B30. And then on the 57, I don't cut out as much of the low just because it's a brighter mic. So I keep the low kind of in there. And since it's a brighter mic, I bring the high cut down to 10. That just works for me. I just like it sounding like that. Let me just check a message here. Hold on. It's still connected. Wow. All right. So is there anything else you want me to go through? And in my snapshots, I'm using the BBBE. So I got snapshot 1 is Betty, the Buxom Betty on the Syn. Snapshot 2 is the BE. Snapshot 3 is HBE, but it's actually the BE with the distortion on, with the Minotaur on. And then for my lead, it's kicking over to the placator, which is the HBE. It just gives me a little bit. I can just mess around with the tonal qualities of it a little bit. All right, top IR right there. So now I have to. So I ordered the SLO module today, right? I ordered the open box one from Sweetwater because it was like $40 cheaper, and I'm going to eventually get another Syn 50 head, so I can run both of these modules. When we play bigger, if we ever play shows again, play bigger shows on bigger stages, and I want to have volume on stage, I can bring the head. And if we're playing smaller stages where we use in-ears anyway, but if we don't want volume on stage, I can bring the Syn-1, and I can get away with just using the BEBB module and then use this kind of setup where I can kick in one of the Helix amps. Or it might be a thing where I use the SLO with the Syn-1 because I want the heavier stuff, and then I can just set a Helix clean amp if I want to give me my cleans and just a little bit of dirt. There's that second block too, and I'm not sure if you got that. I gotta check this UPS thing again. Still says out for delivery. And follow my delivery. He's like 2 streets over. So was there anything else that you wanted me to go over with that, or a different, different setup? This is perfect. Won't need a Flex. We have some recording with this. Oh yeah, I always. So like I said, effects loop is the amp. Disregard this amp here, but effects loop I look at as the amp. I have the dirt in front. I'll always put like phaser and flanger, um, pog settings for harm, like an octave thing. I'll always put that with wah and volume pedal in front, and then after the amp, the effects loop, I always have the gate first, and I always have the gain block, and that's where it's all the time based stuff like the choruses, and sometimes the vibes will go there, delays, reverbs. What else we got here? As far as the pitch, mostly the pitch stuff goes in the front. You know all this. I don't really use compressors, but if a couple of times I just put it right after the wah pedal. Before all the what do you call it comes, before all the dirt comes. Like the cool thing about the Helix is that just move stuff around and just see what it sounds like. This is the way I always land on it. Let me switch back on cameras here. Yeah, so I'm just keeping an eye on this. Yeah, even live, I don't use a compressor. I never got used to using a compressor, even with the clean tones. It just always felt, I don't know, it just always felt unnatural to me that the whole, when you're playing something clean, it's just always the same volume. It brings all the levels up. I kind of like that, the dynamic of if I play softer, it's going to get softer. If I play hotter, it's going to get hotter. Sorry, I was checking the door. So yeah, this is basically it. Let me go to another preset. Maybe there'll be something different. Let's go to always. So on always, I got to reconnect. All right, so on always, I got a lot more stuff going on here. So in the front, I have the wah. I have a vibe rotary in front for the solo, and also for the verse. Great prime. I hope you have a great day. Yeah, you too. And I'm hoping the surgery goes well. I had the COVID test yesterday. They said no news is good news, but they said it could take 3 days to figure out what that is. So I'm guessing if anything, for whatever reason, if I'm positive, it's gonna be, I'll know Monday, maybe even Saturday. But I don't know. I feel fine. Knock on wood. Yeah, so I'll probably, Tom, you have a good day, good night, good tomorrow, good weekend, good New Year. And I will probably log off of this now and go wait for this UPS guy. I'm gonna have people coming over in like an hour. So everybody out there that does get on and watch this, Merry Christmas. I'm saying Merry Christmas. I don't care about people getting mad about that. Screw all yous. It's what it is. It's Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy whatever that you seem to celebrate. So nothing's wrong. There's not one right thing. Everything's good.